What's up, you bad motherfuckers? Second life update. This is kind of the solo iteration of the Twilight Hour. It may just develop into solo podcasting as well as regular uploads with crazy guests. I'm just doing this life update at the moment to kind of voice concerns I have, or just talk about stuff that is sitting in my notes that I kind of need to get out. Welcome back. This is going to be a continuing on series. It's going to be just life update. I'm just going to go just number it. So it could be counted as like an additional podcast that travels alongside the Twilight Hour. It's kind of like the Dawn 20 minutes. The first thing I want to get into is learning how to be more natural with the camera in front of me. How to speak. Like, it's weird because I've had a few people that have come on, and it's weird running a podcast or anything where it involves interviewing people or asking people questions, because there's massive built up stigma around talking in front of a camera as if it's supposed to be official, or you're supposed to be an actor and you put on this camera voice. We all have the job interview voice. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? You call in for a job interview. Hello, this is Magnus Kendall. Nice to meet you. You know, it's not, there's something there and it just turns on. It's the same when you have a camera setting, a podcast setting like this, I guess, or a studio setting, and you've got a camera set up and it's kind of in your face like that. People always looking, oh, is this the right angle I should be speaking at? Is this the right volume? The volume's not really the issue though. It's more like the intention you have of the image you're letting out there into the web or wherever it gets uploaded to. Like, everybody has this view of themselves from the third person, and a lot of the time when you see a video of yourself that you didn't take, then it kind of disrupts that view that you have of yourself. And for some people that can be kind of scary as a new person to this whole putting yourself on the web thing. It's been a great learning experience because I'm really figuring out how to kind of be really who I want to be on camera and not have that stigma blocking me of things I should talk about or the way I should act or the intent I have behind whatever I'm saying. My ideal dream with the podcast is to have it like I have a lot of conversations regardless outside of YouTube that I find really interesting, and it's probably one of the main reasons I wanted to start a podcast, because I was realizing that I'm hearing all this great shit and I need a way to record it so I can look back on it. And you know, ideally I'd like to say it's for me, but I'd also, you know, I really appreciate the support and the subscribers, the likes I get as well. It's really cool, and I wanna keep getting that. And sometimes you get caught in this loop. It's like, maybe I should be this sexy guy on camera and get these people really coming into me. But it's also, it should really just be the content that I'm putting out, like the theme of the content, the subject matter that's being talked about is the main net to catch my audience. And since I've been podcasting, I've been kind of learning how to really break myself down in front of a camera and be the real me, give you an authentic version of me, not some fabricated TV version that I like to put on, like I was saying about the job advertisement voice. It's like I was saying about that, because everybody has one. It's the same with a camera. You see a camera and you start acting a little bit different because you know that there's going to be a camera. And most of the time, if you're being filmed, there's probably someone who's going to watch that piece of film. And obviously you want to do your best to look appealing in it. A lot of it I can't grasp. I'm chronically lazy. And it's just like, it feels like a lot of effort to make a whole new version of yourself to put on a podcast or put in an interview. And it is a lot of work. You gotta make sure you're at the right angle. You gotta make sure you're talking about stuff your character should talk about. And we have all these misconceptions of what a brain should think about and what you should talk about. And oh my God, are you talking about this right now? If you're not, you should be. I try to forget all that. Whatever blows my mind, I'll write down my notes and I'll bring it up on the podcast. Like, I'm a pretty stupid dude. Like, a lot of stuff really interests me. It blows my mind, and in a way it's amazing, and I'm so thankful for it that I have this restricted volume of knowledge that I can expand on whenever I want and learn stuff. But I think one of the most important things that I've been learning recently is how to be more natural in front of a camera, and how to set an example for other people who may not feel like they can be natural in front of a camera. Like, they feel like they have to be this kind of person in order for people to watch it. I'm telling you, anybody will watch your shit, okay? I post cigarette reviews. I get people watch that, you know? I'm sucking cancer sticks. It's really just been a journey of figuring out how to appease the listener and myself, because I go over these podcasts after when I edit them, and when I upload them, when it's on YouTube, I'll review it again just to make sure there's everything that needs to be in there. And I hear myself, and I know it's like the first couple of episodes, it's like, oh, what are you doing? Who is that? It's not really you. It's heavily there when I used to interview people, and it's this weird thing that is just, there's a camera in front of me, you know, that's it. Like, the thought doesn't really, the conscious agreement doesn't really go further than that. It's, there's a camera, and then subconscious thing takes over, and you're kind of not talking how you normally talk and shit. And I don't know, it's a weird thing, but I'm getting better at it, I hope. It's also my old studio. It used to be, I had flatmates and shit, and I had to kind of talk not as loudly or not as naturally as I could, because there were thin walls, and there were people, you know, doing whatever. It was like a 9-bedroom flat. It was way too many people in there. But since I've cleared that out, I'd like to get into some other things. I have this weird feeling of homesickness whenever I'm out at work. Like, I'm longing to be at home, but like the idea of home that I picture when I'm in those kind of moments doesn't exist. And it's really weird. Thinking back, it probably started, one of the first times I really felt super homesick was probably my first week when I was at boarding school, my first year of high school, and some dude came up and just punched me in the face, and it really hurt, and I had to run away and go cry into my pillow on my top bunk, and I just really I really missed home. And I've kind of, the feeling of that homesickness has stayed unchanged the older I've gotten, but the idea of home has been constantly changing ever really since my parents got separated. And I get this feeling of homesickness, especially at work recently, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has to do with the people I used to be around, if it has to do with the places I used to be around, but there's just this, and it kind of goes away when I get to my home, my apartment, but there's always kind of just an inkling, you know, that there's a little dude sitting in the back of my mind, and that guy is homesickness, and he just doesn't really go away. It's this weird, I should be doing some research into, I'm jamieing it up here on Google, And basically the raw definition for homesickness is the natural emotional response to being away from home in a new, unfamiliar environment. It can manifest as a mix of feelings including sadness, anxiety, loneliness, and a deep longing for familiar surroundings and people. It's a common experience, particularly when individuals are adjusting to new schools, jobs, or living situations. So it's all really coming together right now because I'm adjusting to new living situations and a new job. It's just a weird thing. It doesn't really irk me, but it's just there, enough for me to know what it is. And I would love to have someone on the podcast or just talk to somebody who knows where it can start and how to manage it. I'd love to know some facts on it. And as I'm talking about these weird feelings of doubt and sorrow, I should add that every time I listen to the music by Oasis, I get this weird feeling, this bouldery, crushing sadness that I should be doing more. Every time I listen to an Oasis song, any one of their songs, I'm like, fuck, really? These fucking teenage boys from Manchester really figured it out? And I'm stuck here, I'm already 20, and I'm not doing shit? Well, I'm doing a little bit of music, I'm trying my best to learn and get to where they're at, and I'm sure they were doing it for way longer than I have been, and it's more present in their lives when they started as it is to mine. But I'll listen to one of their songs and it irks me. It gets in my brain. It's probably one of the biggest forces in me pursuing music is Oasis, because I think at some point I got sick of listening to their shit and not being able to listen to it without feeling like bad. And I started making music, and it's got better now. I think it's just because the front man of Oasis, Liam, is such a rock star. Dude, I think if anyone could have been, it's him and that guy from Rolling Stones. Fucking with the big lips. I can't remember his name right now, I'm blanking, but I know him and I listen to Stones. I'm familiar with his name, it's not coming to me right now. But for a long time, I would listen, and I don't know where it came from. Not really any other music, maybe Amy Winehouse. I listen to Amy Winehouse, I feel like I should be doing more. Or whenever I read the Andy Warhol autobiography, I feel like I should be doing, but it's a different thing. It's more inspiring, it's like, yes, I can do this, and I know I will, and I'm gonna start now and start trying. But there's these weird bands. Music's the only thing that can really, like, movies, maybe some movies, I'm like, God, I should be making movies. Why can't I? Why haven't I started? But it's mainly just music. So there's that. Also, I was thinking about how names originated. How does that work? How does, must have started somewhere. Like, my name is Magnus. I think I was named after the archaeologist Magnus Magnusson, which his name, Magnus Magnusson, means whenever there's a son on the end of a last name, it's usually because the person's father was like, I'm gonna name this kid after me. And I don't think they had last names when names, like, there was a point when last names started happening, because there must have been a point where we established first names, and then it got too confusing, and we had to establish some way of differentiating other people and figuring out how we needed to figure out a way to realize who was from what family or what tribe or what wherever. And then the people were like, well, my name's Sir Gregory, so I should just name my son Sir Gregory Gregrinson, meaning this Greg, the son of Greg. So Magnus Magnusson would have been Magnus, son of Magnus. And I guess I'm Magnus. I'm just Magnus. I'm glad my full first name isn't Magnusson, because that would be weird. But I really like my last names. And yeah, I said plural. I got two of them. There's a hyphen. I got Kendall. I got Laven, which is pretty cool. Laven's Dutch, and a couple other things. And Kendall is, I think, just pretty white. Maybe a couple other things, but I'm a bit of a mutt as far as my family tree goes, of the countries that came together to create me. And it's just a cool thing to think about. I was watching this weird Vsauce clip the other day, and he said if you go back only 10 generations, there's guaranteed incest in everybody's family, as long as they go back 10 generations, which pretty much everybody does. And we all kind of originated from one group of people, or at least a large percentage of people. I think originally there was you got to think about it. Originally there was a very small population, and it's just continued to grow. And it's at 8 billion now. It had to start at a lot smaller, and Vsauce said, go back 10 generations, guaranteed. Just, but anyway, I've been good. Been holding down the fort. About to go see the Goddess of Darkness in a little bit, about a week. It's gonna be exciting. Yeah, gonna spend a little time with this cool girl. Sometime this week I'm gonna post a cigarette review. Then I'm gonna get a fresh pack soon and roll some more reviews out. Stay tuned, there's gonna be a couple more podcasts coming out in the next month, I guess. Yeah, it's been a good one. Been working on music. You can check out all my music at Magnus Kendall on any music service. Pretty sure that I've got it on everything. My album isn't on Instagram Music yet, which really pisses me off, because I'd like to do some promotion posts promoting my album, but I can't get the music on there. I gotta make a reel if I want to put music on a photo, and then it won't stay a photo if I screen record music over the photo, and then it becomes a reel, and then it's like a whole different kind of thing, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't really. So I'm waiting. I'm probably gonna call my distributor and see what the fuck's going on. Also, I gotta call my power company. My power company hasn't sorted out my app yet. I gotta download this stupid app to pay my power, and I can't even see how much I've used. It's ridiculous. I gotta call them. Quick tip, if you're calling in to a service that's been fucking you around, you can stay on the call, and legally they're not allowed to hang up. It's bad for their customer service. They have to stay on the call, and they have to keep asking questions and keep engaging with you until you say key words like, okay, you can hang up now. Okay, I have no more questions. I have nothing else to say. I have nothing else to contribute to this call. Until they hear that, they can't do a thing. They have to stay on the line. They have to hear you with your bullshit. Okay? It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I urge you, if you've been on hold for like 5 hours recently and you need to do one last call to sort everything out, just spend that 15 minutes at the end of the call just fucking around, asking some questions, you know? Seeing if they really are a person, or they're just literally a robot doing exactly what they have to. It's really weird. Bit of a thought experiment, DT would say. That's about it. Thanks for checking into my life update, number 2. There's going to be some more of these coming out eventually, but So I'll let you folks know I'm in the new studio, everything's going good. Getting a handle on different gear for the podcast, setting up a proper studio, talks with someone to be a sound guy, which is pretty cool. So keep rocking in the free world, and doot 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 doot.